Meet me, one elite MC, you'll keep on repeat. Been in the game before the game changed, I'm E.T. Been eating you weaklings without a cheat sheet, still getting that R-E-S-P-E-C-T. Beastie with the flow since cornrows. Now this the skinny jean era, not on those. Been rooted deep, before it got diluted, before it was polluted. Hip hop still undisputed, just sleep, sheesh. The mommies got badder, the cars got fatter. Do it all, I'm a ball because bars still matter. I'm marvelous regardless, it's not flawless in the ladder, but I'm far past a novice. I'm one of the fathers, God sent my imprint. Certified legend B, black I-47, my impeccable legacy. 2 sons in the industry, making their mark. They get their flow from their pop, forever shine in the dark. What? Sickflo.
You're now watching Rhymes and Politic. Check it out.
Brought to you by Fat Flavors Radio.
Spit the balls.
Yo, check it out. It's your right here, man, Cise. You're now tuned into Rhymes and Politic, a new segment on our YouTube channel, powered by Fat Flavors Radio. We are in Atlanta, Georgia. We sit with a dope artist. I know him as Rick Flo. Now he's Sickflo.
Sickflo in the building.
Say what's up to the people,
What's
man.
up, people? How y'all doing? Rhymes and Politics.
Yo, glad to have you, kid. Good
Hey,
to
man,
see you.
it's
It's been
an
a
honor,
minute.
boy.
Yo, it's been a minute. You're actually from Baltimore.
Yeah, from B-More.
So how'd you make your way to Atlanta from Baltimore?
Man, honestly, it was rap battles, man. I was coming down here before the scene like was really big with rap
What year
battles.
was this? What year was this?
96, 97.
Wow.
And I was coming down here, killing everybody, going back home. You know what I'm saying? I would go back home, and the way they had it set up, it was like, all right, you got to get to this round. You got to get to this round.
Right.
So when you get to the final round, you get the bread.
Mm-hmm.
So I just kept winning, but I ain't know I was dealing with some shicey cats down here,
Of course,
right?
that's always in the business.
So it was like I kept winning, and I'm like, yo, where the big pot? And they like, nah, that's next week. Like, nah, that was last week. Y'all said it was next week.
Right,
You know what I'm saying? So I just kept running through the joints, and what I wound up doing was finding some other outlets in the city, booking some other shows, and I was just like, well, this was the introduction to get me here.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then my kid's mom, my management moved them here.
Okay.
Without me like really knowing, you know what I mean? And it's like, oh, now I don't see my boys. I got to get back to Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? So it was really my kids that really solidified it and was like, yo, you got to be here. Because I wasn't going to let them be somewhere and I'm somewhere else.
Right. So you have family here already?
Yeah, they came before me.
Your kids?
My boys was here before me.
Wow.
And then when I came down, and that's when my daughter was,
Got you.
So.
Okay. So tell us about the Baltimore hip hop sound. What's they sound like out there?
All right, so.
Because they got a
straight boom bap.
distinctive like accent, like.
Yeah, the twos and the dudes, and, you know what I'm saying? But Baltimore's got 2 different music scenes. It's the hip hop scene and it's the club scene. So Baltimore club, which now people are transitioning into really making their music like Baltimore club. So I don't know if you heard the record. I got a record with Mike Broses called "I'm from Baltimore, Baby."
Okay.
It's one of them hot, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Tempo up there, you know what I mean? And we just riding it,
right? Because you got Baltimore, then you got DC, and that's two different sounds. Right there. You got go down here, and like you said, the Baltimore club up here.
Mm-hmm. We had some nice MCs back then. We had DJ Class was crazy with it.
These are your local legends out there.
Yep, and I think Class is now in Phoenix. He's on the radio out there. So
nice.
Lab Tech One was like our KRS-One.
Wow.
Was nobody in the city messing with that dude. You know what I'm saying? Like I was under his, you know what I'm saying? We had this little clique called the Negro League.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So it was crazy, man.
So who was like your influence that sparked your hip hop spirit to be like, yeah, this is what I want to do right here? Who's that artist?
Well, outside of my brothers, because my brother Dante was the first one that I heard rapping.
Okay.
And then we had a local group around the way called the Golden Boys. They used to come over to the crib. You know what I'm saying? They used to get smoke.
See, we get some Baltimore history right here. You feel me?
Golden Boys was the first group outside of the Fat Boys that was signed to Sutra.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So they was about to pop.
I gotta look that up. Yeah.
One of the homies got jammed up and it didn't happen.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But 14K used to come over the house. That was his name, man. And the dude was nice. And he used to be like, yo, little bro, I'm gonna make sure you fire with it. You know, let me hear you. And then I'm writing, you know.
What age was this?
13, 14.
That young, right?
Yeah.
That sound about right.
Yeah.
Because I was an artist too. I was a hip hop artist, so you know you get
Fire
that bug.
with
It was everybody. It was every being Rakim for me, man.
And that means now when you getting into like my local cats held it down, but I would say the first probably was Run DMC.
Yeah.
Because they were the first that I was seeing, but the first records that I got was Schoolie D.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We had the Mantronics back then, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Shoot, man, I'm talking.
Nah,
I was locked in because
give
I
us
was a
that
DJ
history,
first.
B. Give us that history,
I was a
kid.
DJ first. So
Oh, word?
I had all the records, man. I mean, even like the Man Parrish records and Kraftwerk, you know what I'm saying?
Right, wow.
But it took all of these years to really understand, or not understand, but to get the information that Angie Stone was one of the first MCs. That Sugar Hill stuff, that Sugar Hill stuff, Angie Stone had
She
that
used to
pen.
rap?
She was writing for them, man. She was writing for Sugar Hill.
Wow.
I'm just learning that this year.
I'm just learning it now.
You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy,
So
yo.
history, she was one of the first. She was one.
I'm gonna have to go
first.
back and look into that, yo.
Yeah.
because I'm into her music, like her soul
She got
music.
a new
and all
album
that.
coming, and it's crazy.
Yeah, I'm
Really
into
dope.
her soul music. She's definitely a dope. She's a legend in the neo soul game. Your flow is like a distinctive flow. It reminds me of like Pharoah Monch.
I used to hear that a lot. That was one of my favorite MCs.
Yeah.
Pharaoh was one of my
It's
favorite.
like
Rakim was one of my
it's like
favorite.
this witty, unorthodox.
Hit you from anywhere.
Yeah.
All right, so coming, you know, as the years progressing, Twista was one of the first. He was Mr. Tongue Twister back then.
Okay.
He had this record. Oh, it was Tongue Twister, and the song was Mr. Tongue Twister.
Okay.
And I used to play that joint and slow it down, write his lyrics down, because I wanted to rap fast. So I would play it slow, write it until I could get up to his speed.
Wow.
So when you hear some of the tongue twisting in there, it was the Twisters, it was Fushnickens, you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Shout out to Chip Fool.
Yeah.
That's
Give
a
him a
big
shout
bro.
out. Yeah.
That's the big bro right there.
Shout him out,
the
kid.
music he about to drop.
We gotta get you all here, Chip. Holla at me, man. When I come back to Atlanta, we gotta get up, man.
Chip in New York.
Oh, then I'm gonna catch you up there, brother.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Chip crazy with it.
So now, migrating from Baltimore down to Atlanta, who did you hook up down here to get in the groove out here?
My first stop was DBS Sounds. DBS Sounds was the record store. Like, I worked at record stores in Baltimore.
Where's that at?
It's in Riverdale now.
Oh, okay.
But when, it was in Riverdale then, but it was off of Riverdale Road before they changed that joint, because Riverdale Road used to be a straight shot.
Okay.
Now that joint's like a windy road. You look at it like, how did they,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? But I was selling this newsletter just to promote myself, right? Letting everybody know I'm here, you know, I'm going to different businesses, getting ads from them, and I got an ad from DBS Sounds, and I was like, yo, I used to work at record stores. I should run record stores. He was like, well, I need some help.
What year was this?
97, 98. So he started managing me. One day before we had BET, what was it, Freestyle? What was the Friday joint called?
On BET, I know
they used
Rap
to have
City. I know they had
They used to have a Freestyle Friday, I think. We had it on Saturday at DBS before they started that.
Okay.
People used to come from everywhere, man, to battle. You know what I'm saying? Like,
the legend.
I
over
wasn't
here.
like the nicest, but I was confident.
You was coming into your
And I had something different that
Right.
everybody, I wasn't talking what they was talking. You know what I'm saying?
Because you coming down to the South, and so you know
Yeah.
they flow is a different type of style. So you coming with that up north, probably blowing their mind.
I just had a different, like my mindset was I was trying to reach people's soul. I wanted to say something different from what everybody else was saying, and I wanted you to walk away thinking different.
Right.
So when I would attack, after they would attack, I got you thinking like, dang.
And a lot of this is coming off the dome. Or?
Yeah, I used to do that.
I seen
back
them in
then.
action, y'all.
I didn't
seen
chill.
them live get busy. I was like, what the?
I chill after, like I'm not as swift as I was when
Yeah.
it comes to the freestyle. I can do it.
How
This is
long?
a
How long
move.
did it take you to evolve into that style?
As far as the freestyle part?
Yeah, because you
That was
said you
just a
started at
practice.
13. You started at 13 years old. What age
By the
did
time
you come into that?
17, probably
Sound about
17.
right.
You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? It's like now you know who you are.
Right.
You can figure out flows. You in the dictionary getting words.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And,
Yep.
then it
Rhyming
just-
dictionaries.
Yep. Then I went to DC one year, and that humbled me because I saw some other MCs. I was killing everybody around the way, but I went to DC, heard a different vibe, and I was like, yo, these dudes nice.
Yeah.
I had to chill. chill. Like,
So,
all right.
like this time you was away. You haven't been in Baltimore for a while?
Nah, okay, so when I came down here, I would always go back almost every month.
Okay.
I just couldn't stay away until
Right,
I
right.
realized, like, there ain't nothing really up here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, Tobago from DBS managed me. The first person he introduced me to was Shaka Zulu. Shaka and Luda was just transitioning out of the radio.
Okay.
And they just got that lit.
Right.
And Shaka was like, yo, I want to help y'all, but we out. Let me introduce you to somebody.
Yeah.
Introduced me to homeboy Boogie Bless. Boogie put me on the radio. I did the intros for the radio. Play from Kid and Play heard me on the radio.
Wow.
He started managing me in 99, 2000. Put an album out with me and Skill Spins and Explicit and a bunch of other MCs. Brother to Brother. We was all on a Play project. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So Play was pretty much like the captain. You know what I'm saying?
Nice.
Putting us in different positions, taking us different places, man. And that's when the tour life kind of started.
Okay.
You know,
How was that?
it was dope.
How
Ain't
many
nothing
cities
bad.
y'all hit?
We hit a couple cities. I ain't hit no cities until I started Platinum Souls. I started that group in 2002 after getting laid off at this little spot I was working at. So I was at the record store, stopped at the record store. I was pretty tardy back then, so I got fired. But that's still my bro. You know, he had to teach me a lesson though. You know what I'm
That's a
saying?
fact.
I ain't been late for nothing ever since.
Right,
You know
right,
what I'm
right. That's
saying?
how
I be
you learn.
either an hour or two. You know what I'm saying? That scar's still there. You know what I'm saying? I ain't been late for nothing. But that transition, man, from the record store to working for this company, which was Railroad, CSX.
Heard of them?
Doing all of that, you know, when I see trains, I'll be like, I'm glad I ain't doing that no more.
What you was doing at CSX?
Loading the cars.
What's that title called?
Oh man, I can't even remember.
Railroad conductor?
I wasn't a conductor, but I was loading them cars and I was getting tired. You know what I'm saying? We had to load a certain amount of cars. It was like $1 per car.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
It's probably different now.
when I got laid off because I was talking about, you know what I'm saying? I come back from on the road,
Yeah.
and my manager listening, and he like, all right. So when we do the layoffs, we know who to let go. You don't need this.
man.
And he was hating like that.
Yeah, so talk about try to juggle a 9 to 5 and trying to chase your dreams and stuff
It
like
was
that.
difficult, like, because I would literally be at work. I remember one day, nobody knew it, but I broke down. You know what I'm saying? I had a moment. And I'm like my
your spirit.
heart,
Yeah, your
my heart
spirit.
was hurting. You know, I had to wipe a tear. I'm like, yo, this is not me.
Right.
And I'm here and I'm doing it. I'm like, God, yo, I'm not going to quit. But man, this hard. And then that was when the layoffs came. And when the layoffs came, I transitioned right into going on the road with Platinum Souls. I was at the at the radio station. It was 97.5. We did our thing. People all over hearing us. Did one show. Guy was there, heard us, sent his people over. I want to sign y'all. We ain't signed right away. We started to negotiate a little bit. That worked out where we started having billboards all over Atlanta,
Nice.
on the side of the bus.
Yeah,
People knew who we were,
right.
but we wasn't getting no bread.
Got you.
So-
that's how it be. That's how I start off.
Mixtape started.
That wave came through.
I was already the DJ, drumming and was doing there. Everybody was doing their thing. I'm like, well, you know what? What group has done this?
Right.
Nobody.
Yeah.
We dropped like maybe 8 mixtapes.
What year
Went
was
on
this?
the road.
What year was this?
2003, 4, 5, 6, 7,
This is
8.
When Junior Unit coming around that time, coming in? Or that's a little later?
That's a little later. Yeah.
Was the locks blazing at this time? On the
Yeah, they were
mixtape
starting
scene?
to.
Yeah.
They were starting to. I know
Yeah.
we was the first though.
Got you.
But we just wasn't like big like them.
that
We
level.
ain't have no We ain't had no ditties around and none of that. We just had ourselves figuring it out.
Yeah.
I was a hustler when it came to, I had the people skills because I worked in record stores, so that I knew how to talk to people.
Yeah.
And then once you get one college, it's a wrap. We did Georgia State, then we did Georgia Tech.
So it was like a college tour.
Oh yeah, man. And after that, we meeting everybody.
Yeah, because down in Atlanta now, it's like you got to get your music into the strip clubs,
Yep,
pop off.
Yep.
So before that, it was like the colleges.
It was the
mix of
colleges. It was a mix of both. I just didn't know that scene. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I ain't never really want to get caught up. You know what I'm saying? Because I felt like during that time I was married, so it's like, well, I don't need to be near the strip club. You know what I'm saying? Like.
Hotlanta, y'all. This is Hotlanta.
It's big. The strip clubs is huge. I never got caught up in that world because I listened to an artist. I wish I could say his name because he was popping back in the day, but he said it was one of the dumbest things I ever heard.
Yeah.
And I used to look up to that dude into that moment because it was like he had his crew around and I could see that his crew was hungry, but he got the bread.
Oh,
and then they get into a little, and he like, man, what? I just 10 stacks in the club last night. And I'm like, but your boy's hungry.
Exactly. And they probably
back.
looking at you. They like hyenas. Like
I was
waiting
like,
for that one moment.
I'm like, homie ain't cool to me no more. You know what I'm saying? But it made me think different. So when I started getting bread, I won't say it was an unfortunate thing. I just was like a loose cannon when it came to it. I was on some hammer. You know what I mean? Like making sure everybody eating.
Right.
And I wasn't even making that much. But my first $10,000 check, I'm breaking bread with all the crew.
Wow.
So I go home with 3. You know what I'm saying? But because my heart was there.
But they stuck with you though.
Until the money was gone. It's a few that's out there. Y'all know who y'all are. You know what I'm saying? Some people break out when that bread gone.
That's
no more
fact.
first class flights and all that.
It's over.
It was
All right,
just like,
party over.
so I know who's who.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So talk about some of the so that was one group. How many groups you was in?
Wow, thing is I was always winding up in some kind of group. You know what I'm saying? So when I first started, me and my boy, rest in peace, Dante Carter, we was in a group. Me and Danny Class was in the group. Came down here. I did my solo thing for a while, started Platinum Souls. And 2010 is when I went back solo.
Got you, okay.
You know, and that was a ride because I still was trying to figure out. I still had that little pain from, man, we made a lot of money. We did a lot of shows. We was doing over 250 events a year with no management. TV helped us a lot. You know, when you on TV One and BET and all that and people see you, it helps with the bookings. But I think, man, 2010 was when I started my journey of being a solo artist.
So did you feel that pressure as going into a solo artist field? Did you feel that pressure like everything is on you now? Like you got to do all the songs.
You got to write more
3
lyrics.
verses, the hooks.
Right?
Book the studio.
It ain't easy no more. You know what I'm saying?
Now all the weight is on you now.
8 bars, 12 bars, and now it's like the whole joint. But thankful for the people that got short attention spans because they start making records 2 minutes long.
Now,
you know what I'm saying? So
back then it was like 4 minutes.
2 verses, you know what I'm saying?
That's all you get. It's easy.
You know, that's easy.
Now it's a little
money.
easier,
Right.
Talk about the projects you got coming out.
All right, so right now I'm working on a product of 1252, which is related to the whole Baltimore thing.
Okay.
So it's a collection of music that's talking about, you know, my upbringing, you know, what happened. I got a song that I actually got to make sure I get cleared. That's got to get on the album. It's Me and Black.
Okay.
You know, so
we're going to get to your son too.
Yeah, so it's a song called Trouble.
Okay.
But it really talks about how growing up at 1252, which that number still follows me to this day. It's pretty wild. But I was there for 18 years. Learned everything about music in that household. Learned everything about what not to do in that household. You know what I'm saying? It had the law run-ins where the SWAT come, you know what I'm saying, more than once. So I done woke up to the pumps in the face a couple times.
That's
you know what
crazy,
I'm saying? Like when you sleep and somebody hollering, don't move. I'm asleep, bro. You know what I'm saying? Don't move. So the product of 1252 got a lot of my history.
Got you. So
you
you
know
go back to the Baltimore
why I do
roots.
what I do. You know what I'm saying? It's got a record on there that got that Baltimore sound. It's basically talking about that, and then I might got a couple fun joints on there just to make sure people know that I spit. You know what I'm saying?
What kind of records you like doing? The fun stuff or the deep stuff or like the party
Honestly,
stuff?
I feel like
the raw stuff.
The production takes me there.
Right.
So whatever somebody's feeding me,
Yeah.
that's where I'm gonna be at. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? I love the hype stuff.
Yeah.
So when you say Pharaoh Monch, it's like
The up-tempo joint.
what was bigger than Simon Says?
Yeah.
So my mind is still stuck on Simon Says. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But one thing I skipped over, which I shouldn't have skipped over, was doing all these different transactions and transitions and all of that. Because of what we worked together on, that's how I got a chance to meet Onyx. So I done rocked with Frazier and Sticky since probably whenever we did the Sprite joint.
Right.
The BT
Yeah.
Hip Hop, the Hot 16.
Right. I want to say
Whatever year that was.
2012?
All I
wanna
know
say-
is I was on stage hosting the Bronner Brothers hair show joint, and I get the tweet from Fredro like, "Yo, who you rocking with?"
Yeah, and those videos are still up. I did a lot of couple of his videos while I was out here,
Oh, the
y'all.
Harsh joint.
Yeah, them videos are still up. Go check them out, man.
Cise pull up.
Yeah, because you was
All I
Rick
need
Flo.
is 15 minutes.
Yo,
Video done. Spit that joint 3 times and look back at it. Look
Right.
like we took 2
Yo.
hours on that joint.
That's when I was actually getting into like my music video wave. So that was like kind of like
Oh no, man!
practice for.
I learned a lot. All of them artists out here that I've been shooting music videos for. That's
I
the
like
trainer
it,
right
man.
there.
Yo.
That was the trainer. He taught me what you know what I'm saying.
So you was Rick Flo. Why'd you change it to Sickflo?
So as I would do shows, people would always say, "Yo, you got a sick flow." And one lady, I cannot remember her name, and I know she would be mad if she was watching this, but she would introduce me to the stage all the time and be like, "Y'all give it up for Rick Sick Flow." But the person that actually made it that was Fredro.
Really?
Me and Fredro was talking one day. He was on the phone. He was like, "Yo, I love the Rick Flow thing, yo, but yo, you a brand new dude. You got a sick flow. We gonna call you Sick Flow."
Yeah.
And it stuck.
You
And it was
wrong with it.
already, think about it, we was calling the joint 616s.
True.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it was already lining up.
Listen, man. Hey, follow what is. He rocking with the legends. Onyx, man. 100 Mad crew. He running with the 100 Mad, y'all.
You know what I'm saying?
So I'm gonna listen to the guys that's been in it for a while. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So how's that going so far?
Great, man. We actually got something coming. I don't even know if I can speak on it right now.
But you're on a couple of
But
projects.
I know I'm on
previous
at least
projects.
about 6 albums of theirs. Did a record with Onyx and Dope D.O.D. from the Netherlands.
That's out now?
That's probably that was a couple years ago. That's probably one of the biggest records I did. It's called Can't Hear You.
Go check that out.
Every time I check my stats, I'm looking at Sweden, Amsterdam, Czech Republic,
Nice.
Russia. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's
just
dope.
the list.
Because they always touring out there
Oh, man,
overseas,
and-
UK and all that
Oh
stuff.
yeah, what's the spot, man, that always has the wars? They checking over, they listening to music over there.
Russia? Ukraine?
Ukraine. My stats got mad Ukraine listeners.
Yo.
They in the house like listening like
That's
you know what I'm
crazy.
saying? Yeah, they
Big shout out to Ukraine, everybody out
holding
there.
it down.
Our condolences, our love is to y'all out there.
Mm-hmm.
So Atlanta, let's talk about Atlanta. Let's bring it back to Atlanta. You got it's an old new wave going on out here right now. You got Lil Baby.
Mm-hmm.
T.I. still repping, doing this thing out here. You
T.I.
got this next wave, Moneybag Yo.
T.I., did you hear that warning shot?
Holla, bro.
He heard it. I'm sure he
I'm
did.
pretty sure he did.
T.I. pretty dope, man. I mean, I gotta say this on the record. T.I. is dope when it comes to writing, his mind, his acting,
Yeah.
his seeds, because Damani is super dope.
Yeah.
I just remember the day he said that him and his son was the dopest duo out, father and son.
I don't know.
And I was like, bro,
Let's talk about your son, Black.
bro.
How did he get into the game? Because
Well,
You've
I
been
used
doing
to,
it for a while.
All of that touring and all of that, I had to take them with me a lot of shows.
Oh, so he soaked
because
up
there
all
was
that.
no babysitters.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
So he soaked up everything
he-
he saw.
Just watching, not saying nothing, just
Right.
watching. Same with the other one,
And
547.
just blew because he out of here.
They were just students and just, you know, I didn't have to say do this or
Sponges, soaked it all up.
Soaked it all up. And then one day Siobhan said to him, you rap like your dad? And he was like, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Let me hear something.
What's his
Boom.
style? What's his sound?
Oh man, he's like me, man. It's a chameleon type of thing.
Okay.
You can go anywhere. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? You're gonna adapt to your environment. You know what I'm saying?
A lot of
he
the
gonna
stuff
rap.
a lot of the stuff I see is more like
He's smooth,
like melodic.
but it's kind of like he will smash an MC.
But I did see something where he was freestyling. I was like, oh
yeah,
snap! It was
yeah.
recent too.
Yeah. He just
Someone's
did
killing
the Uchiwali.
Thank you.
joint. Yeah,
Absolutely.
he did kill
Yeah.
that.
Killed that. I was like, okay.
And his little brother fired too. So
Oh, so he's coming out next?
Yeah.
What's his name?
I-47.
I-47.
Yeah. Crazy.
Yeah.
I feel like
He was at one of your video shoots.
Yeah. My boy.
That's right.
I feel like any parent, the kids should always, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I
I got my boys with me, man. They follow me.
They a
They
double
watching
portion.
me. Yeah, and I'm showing them
saying?
how to do it so they could take the realms and so I can just chill and kick back.
Oh yeah, the kids are always going.
But this is always a passion. This is still a passion of mine. I'm a creative, so I'm always want to put my hands in.
Right.
So like this is Rhymes and Politic. This is a new segment on our YouTube channel where we kick it with dope artists, get into their story, get their backdrop. What else you got coming up next?
Been working with Mud Knock Studios,
Big shout
Concrete
out to Mud Knock.
Entertainment. Still rocking with 100 Mad, of course. Got to shout out Black Ink Entertainment, which is Chip Food's joint. You know what I'm saying? Chip out to show some people something, man.
Yeah, we got to
ain't
line
too many
something
people.
up.
Ain't too many people messing with that. I think that Chip and Busta should really do a EP together.
That'll be crazy.
It would be so wild because
They got that energy.
them two, you know what I'm saying? But I know Chip about to do his thing. Busta always been doing his thing. He's always been a big influence on me as well. I feel like I just have to do something in this season to show people that, yo, I've been here for a minute, but now I gotta make a stamp. You know what I'm saying? So y'all can see that I'm here because I've been pushing everybody else, but it's like now
Focus on
y'all gonna see me.
Put the focus on you now.
Y'all gonna see me.
How many projects you dropping this year?
2.
What's
And
the
a couple
first one?
singles.
The first one?
A couple singles. The first one is gonna be the one with my man Griff. I don't know what that's gonna be titled yet, but that's this year. Then I got a product of 1252, which may wind up being an EP and an album.
Okay.
I may do it that way. You know what I'm saying?
Any songs off that out right now?
Sicker Than Your Average coming out first.
Okay.
That might be by the time this is shown, that joint probably
yeah, this
out
will
there.
be out
I got a special guest on that
by
too.
the end of the month.
See, hey, we be ready. Sicker Than Your Average, Sickflo is gonna be out there.
Yeah, anything you want to give the people, new upcoming artists, any advice?
Oh man, advice other than being yourself, you know what I'm saying? Like, take some time out, learn who you are. You don't have to blend in with everybody else, because if you want to do something different, because I know everybody on this viral tip right now.
Yeah.
If you want to go viral, be different. Don't mimic nobody else. We
original.
had so much of that happening. Like, I heard a dude one day sound just like Black. I was mad. You know what I mean? But that's what labels do. They like, who's popping right now? Let's make this sound like
Let's
this.
find ours too, and just so they can be a part of that
Many
wave.
people sounded like Migos. You know what I'm saying? Like, so be original. Do your thing. You know what I'm saying? Learn who you are. Spend some time cultivating yourself, and you know what I mean? Like, you ain't got to be nobody outside of you.
Word from the wise, man. How can the people follow you?
Sickflo 100 Mad, SICKFLO 100 MAD on all social media platforms.
Yo, it was a pleasure. I'm glad I sat back. This is a good brother of mine. We've been rocking
man,
for a
we've been
while.
rocking.
We've been out of tune for a little bit. I'm back in New York. But when I come down, you know we tapping in every time I come down.
Already.
I appreciate
Let's
you,
do
bro.
it again. By the time we do this again, I done made some waves already.
That's a fact. I'm going to have you back on the couch again. We're going to talk about what you got after this.
Yeah, because, it's going to be some...
It ain't going to stop. This ain't the last time you're going to see him, man.
It's a lot of stuff I didn't tell y'all, but I'm sure y'all can
We're going to
find
say
out
some of
about
that
it.
for later.
You're right.
Yeah. Yo, Rhymes and Politic, this shit right here, man. Cise, you sitting with Sickflo. Keep it locked.